Chosen one, every decision, every moment, every event in your life has led to right now. This is where you were meant to be, and what you're about to hear could change everything, because God has seen your faithfulness. He's seen your perseverance and the struggles you've endured. They're about to give way to a season of unprecedented opportunity and blessing. Stay with me. This is for you. By the time you finish watching, you will know exactly what you need to do to step into this new season. But you must stay until the very end, because the final revelation is the most powerful of all. It is the missing key that most people overlook. Take the first step right now. Hit the like button to declare that you are ready to receive this message. Subscribe to stay connected to divine guidance. I have seen that most people who listen to the divine messages on our channel are not subscribed yet. So I ask you to take this important step of faith, to continue connected to this daily, special and prophetic messages. Comment 333 to affirm that you are stepping into divine abundance today. This is more than just a video, it's a movement of faith, and we're going to build that faith together. Drop a comment below with one thing you need prayer for today. Then reply to someone else's comment with words of encouragement. Why? Because miracles happen when we lift each other up. When you share your prayer, others will pray for you. When you pray for someone else, blessings flow back to you. This is how faith in action works. Comment your prayer request now and be part of this chain of divine miracles. Most people think they are waiting on God for their breakthrough. They feel stuck, like they're in a holding pattern. They've prayed, they've waited, and they're starting to lose hope. But what if I told you that God has already moved, but you haven't? The truth is, many stay in a cycle of waiting when they should be stepping forward. They cling to old hurts, old doubts, old ways of thinking that keep them trapped. They're waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect sign, the perfect everything. And that perfection never arrives. The Bible tells us in Proverbs 3:5-6, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." This isn't about passive waiting, it's about active trust. Think of it like this: you wouldn't plant a seed and then refuse to water it, expecting it to grow solely on the promise of rain. You actively participate in the process. You till the soil, you provide water, you ensure sunlight. Your faith is the seed, but your actions are the water and sunlight that nurture its growth. Consider Sarah and Abraham. They were promised a child, a lineage that would bless all nations. But years passed, and Sarah, in her human understanding, doubted. She tried to take matters into her own hands, leading to complications and heartache. It was only when she finally surrendered to God's timing and plan, truly trusting in his promise, that Isaac, the child of promise, was born. Their story isn't just about a miraculous birth. It's a testament to the power of active trust over passive waiting. Many of us are like Sarah, wrestling with our own understanding, trying to force outcomes, becoming impatient with the process. We see the promise, but we fixate on the how and the when, forgetting that God's ways are often beyond our comprehension. We get caught in a loop of what-ifs and if-onlys, creating a mental prison that prevents us from seeing the opportunities already present. This holding pattern is often a self-imposed exile. It's a comfortable discomfort, a familiar pain. We become accustomed to the struggle, to the feeling of being almost there, but never quite arriving. We build narratives around our lack, reinforcing the belief that we are somehow unworthy or that the blessing is perpetually out of reach. This is a dangerous illusion, a subtle form of self-sabotage that keeps us from fully embracing God's grace. And today, I will show you exactly how to break free from that cycle of waiting and step into the blessings God has prepared for you. We're going to break down 5 crucial steps to help you unlock this new season of opportunity. Each step builds upon the last, leading you closer to your breakthrough. These aren't just abstract concepts. They are practical, actionable steps you can implement today to shift your reality. Everything begins in the mind. If you believe you are stuck, you will remain stuck. If you believe doors are opening, they will open. What belief have you been holding that is limiting you? Identify it, acknowledge it, and then consciously choose to replace it with a belief in God's promises, in your own potential, and in the power of this new season. Think of your mind as a garden. The thoughts you cultivate are the seeds you plant. If you constantly sow seeds of doubt, fear, and lack, that's what will grow. You'll create a tangled mess of negativity that chokes out any possibility of growth. But if you consciously choose to plant seeds of faith, hope, and abundance, you'll cultivate a beautiful garden, a thriving ecosystem of positive expectation. This isn't about denying reality. It's about choosing your perspective. It's about recognizing that your thoughts have power, that they shape your perception and influence your actions. It's about taking responsibility for the mental landscape you inhabit. For example, perhaps you've been believing that you're not good enough for a particular opportunity. This belief might stem from past failures, criticism, or societal pressures. It's a deeply ingrained thought pattern that subtly undermines your confidence and prevents you from taking risks. To break this chain, you must first identify this belief. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Acknowledge its presence, then actively challenge it. Ask yourself, is this belief truly serving me? Is it based on facts or on fear? What evidence do I have to support it, and what evidence contradicts it? Often, you'll find that these limiting beliefs are built on shaky foundations, on assumptions and interpretations rather than objective truth. Finally, replace it with a powerful affirmation. Instead of "I'm not good enough," say, "I am worthy of abundance. I am capable and competent. God has equipped me for this new season." Repeat this affirmation daily, multiple times a day. Write it on sticky notes and place them where you'll see them. Let it become your new mental mantra. This process of identifying, acknowledging, challenging, and replacing negative beliefs is a continuous journey, not a one-time fix. It requires consistent effort and self-awareness, but the rewards are immense. As you break free from these mental chains, you'll begin to see the world and yourself in a completely new light. Pain, resentment, and doubt are like chains wrapped around your spirit. You cannot walk freely into your breakthrough while still carrying the past. Today, you are letting it go. Forgive those who have hurt you. Forgive yourself. Release the fear of failure. Imagine those burdens dissolving, leaving you light and free. Imagine carrying a backpack filled with heavy rocks. Each rock represents a past hurt, a resentment, a regret, a fear. The longer you carry that backpack, the heavier it feels. The more it weighs you down, the harder it is to move forward. You become exhausted, your steps become sluggish, your vision becomes limited to the ground beneath your feet. Releasing. The weight isn't about forgetting what happened. It's about choosing to no longer be defined by it. It's about refusing to let the past dictate your future. It's about acknowledging the pain, processing it, and then consciously choosing to let it go. Forgiveness is a powerful act of release. It's not about condoning the actions of others. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional burden of their actions. It's about saying, "I will no longer allow this to control me. I choose to move forward in peace and freedom." Forgiving yourself is equally crucial. We all make mistakes. We all have regrets. But dwelling on past failures only keeps us trapped in a cycle of self-blame and shame. Recognize that you did the best you could with what you knew at the time. Learn from your mistakes, but don't let them define you. Fear of failure is another heavy weight. It paralyzes us, preventing us from taking risks, from stepping outside our comfort zone. But failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone to success. Every successful person has experienced countless failures along the way. It's through those failures that we learn, grow, and refine our approach. To release these weights, practice visualization. Close your eyes and imagine yourself holding those heavy rocks, those burdens. Feel their weight, their texture. Then, visualize yourself opening your hands and letting them fall to the ground. See them shattering into dust, dissolving into nothingness. Feel the lightness that comes with their release. Journaling is another powerful tool. Write down your hurts, your resentments, your fears. Pour them out onto the page. Then write a letter of forgiveness to yourself and to those who have hurt you. You don't have to send the letter. The act of writing it is often enough to facilitate release. Practice gratitude. Focus on the good things in your life, the blessings you've received, the lessons you've learned. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, creating a sense of abundance and opening you up to receive even more. This process of releasing the weight is a journey of healing and liberation. It's about reclaiming your power and stepping into your true potential. Many wait for a sign before they act, but true faith moves before the evidence is seen. Speak as if your breakthrough has already happened. Declare it now. It is already done. This isn't about wishful thinking. It's about aligning your words and actions with your faith. It's about speaking life into your situation. Think of faith as a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. If you wait for proof before you act, your faith remains dormant, weak and untested. But if you step out in faith before you see the evidence, you're exercising that muscle, strengthening your belief and demonstrating your trust in God. This is not about blind faith or ignoring reality. It's about choosing to believe despite the circumstances. It's about recognizing that God's promises are true even when they seem impossible. It's about taking action based on that belief, even when you don't know exactly how things will unfold. The story of Noah is a powerful example of this. God told Noah to build an ark, a massive vessel, in preparation for a flood that would cover the entire earth. At the time, there was no rain, no sign of a flood. It seemed utterly ridiculous. But Noah didn't wait for proof. He obeyed God. He built the ark and he was saved. His faith was his action. How can you activate your faith today? Start small. Choose one area of your life where you've been waiting for a sign, for confirmation, for everything to be perfect. Then take a small step of faith in that area. It might be applying for a job, starting a new project, having a difficult conversation, or simply declaring your intention to move forward. Speak your breakthrough into existence. Use positive affirmations. Say, I am attracting abundance. I'm stepping into my divine purpose. I am receiving my miracle. Speak these words with conviction, with belief, with expectation. Your words have power. They shape your reality. Align your actions with your faith. If you're believing for financial breakthrough, start managing your current finances wisely. If you're believing for healing, take care of your body. If you're believing for a relationship, work on becoming the best version of yourself. Your actions demonstrate your faith and prepare you to receive the blessing. Don't be discouraged by setbacks. Challenges are inevitable, but they don't negate your faith. They are opportunities to strengthen your resolve, to refine your approach, and to trust God even more deeply. Remember, the journey of faith is not always smooth, but it is always rewarding. You may feel like things aren't happening fast enough. But what if I told you that delays are often divine protection? God's timing is perfect, even when it doesn't match your expectations. Trust that He is working behind the scenes, preparing the way for you. Embrace the process, learn from the waiting, and know that your season is coming. Imagine a caterpillar in its chrysalis. It's dark, it's confined, it feels like nothing is happening. But inside that chrysalis, a profound transformation is taking place. The caterpillar is undergoing a complete metamorphosis, a radical restructuring of its being. If you were to force open the chrysalis prematurely, you would interrupt that process, and the butterfly would never be able to fly. Similarly, we often go through periods of waiting, of seeming inactivity, where we feel like nothing is happening. We become impatient, frustrated, and we may even start to doubt God's plan. But these periods are often crucial for our growth and development. They are times of preparation, of refinement, of strengthening. God's timing is not our timing. He sees the bigger picture. He knows what we need, when we need it, and how we need it. He is working behind the scenes, orchestrating events, aligning circumstances, preparing us for the blessings He has in store. Delays are often divine protection. Perhaps you're not ready for the blessing yet. Perhaps there are lessons you still need to learn, or character traits you still need to develop. Perhaps God is protecting you from something you can't see, from a path that would ultimately lead to harm. The key to trust the divine timing is having faith that it will work out, even if you cannot understand it. Embrace the process. Don't fight the waiting. Instead, use this time wisely. Seek God's guidance, learn from your experiences, develop your skills, strengthen your character, prepare yourself for the opportunities that are coming. Practice patience. Patience is not passive waiting, it's active trust. It's the ability to remain calm and steadfast in the face of delays and uncertainties. It's the understanding that God is in control and that His timing is perfect. Cultivate gratitude. Be thankful for where you are, for what you have, and for what you've learned. Gratitude shifts your perspective from lack to abundance, opening you up to receive even more blessings. Remember the story of Joseph. He was sold into slavery by his brothers, falsely accused and imprisoned. He endured years of hardship and injustice. But through it all, he remained faithful to God. He used his gifts, he served others, and he trusted that God had a plan. And in God's perfect timing, Joseph was elevated to a position of power and influence, ultimately saving his family and his nation. His story is a testament to the power of divine timing and the importance of trusting the process. Everything you've learned so far is useless unless you do this one last thing. But here's the catch. It's the hardest step of all. That's why most people never make it through. It requires complete vulnerability, complete trust, and complete surrender. Chosen one, here is the truth. Your breakthrough is already here. It's waiting for you. The only thing that has been missing is your full surrender. The moment you stop resisting, the moment you stop trying to control everything, the moment you say, God, I trust you completely, that is when doors will open. That is when the blessings you've been praying for will flow into your life. Surrender is not about giving up. It's about letting go. It's about releasing your grip on control, your need to know how and when, your attachment to a specific outcome. It's about trusting that God's plan is better than your own, even when you can't see it, even when it doesn't make sense. Imagine holding a tightly clenched fist. You're holding onto something so tightly, so desperately that your hand begins to ache, your muscles cramp, and you can't receive anything new. Your fist is closed, your heart is closed, your spirit is closed, but the moment you open your hand, the moment you release that grip, you create space. Space for something new to enter, space for blessings to flow, space for God's grace to work. Surrender is an act of faith. It's a declaration of trust. It's saying, God, I don't know how this will work out, but I trust that you do. I release my need to control, my need to understand, my need to be right. I surrender to your will, your timing, your plan. It's about letting go of your own plans and embracing His. It's about recognizing that His ways are higher than your ways, and His thoughts are higher than your thoughts. This is often the hardest step, because it requires vulnerability. It requires us to admit that we don't have all the answers, that we can't control everything, that we need God's help. It requires us to let go of our ego, our pride, our need to be in charge. But it's also the most liberating step. When you surrender, you release the burden of trying to figure everything out on your own. You shift from striving to receiving. You open yourself up to God's grace, His power, His provision. How do you practice surrender? Start with prayer. Pray, God, I surrender my life to you. I release my plans, my desires, my expectations. I trust that you know what's best for me. Help me to let go of control and to embrace your will. Practice mindfulness. Be present in the moment. Don't dwell on the past or worry about the future. Focus on what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, your attitude. Let go of what you can't control. Cultivate gratitude. Be thankful for what you have, for where you are, for the journey itself. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, making it easier to surrender to God's plan. Listen to your intuition. God often speaks to us through our intuition, through that inner voice of guidance. Learn to trust that voice, to follow its promptings, even when they don't make sense to your logical mind. Remember, surrender is not a one-time event. It's a continuous process. It's a daily choice to let go of control and trust God's plan. Tonight, before you sleep, say this prayer. I release all fear, I release all doubt, I release all control. I step into my divine purpose and I trust that my miracle is already on its way. I surrender to your will, Lord. I am ready to receive. As you say this prayer, visualize yourself releasing those burdens. Imagine them floating away like balloons, dissolving into the night sky. Feel the lightness that comes with surrender, the peace that comes with trusting God. Repeat this prayer every night. Make it a part of your daily routine. Let it become a mantra, a reminder of your commitment to surrender and to receive God's blessings. And as you go to sleep, visualize your breakthrough. See it in your minds. Feel the joy, the peace, the abundance that comes with it. Hold that image in your heart and know that it is already on its way. Tomorrow morning, wake up with a renewed sense of faith and expectation. Look for opportunities to practice surrender throughout the day. Be open to God's guidance and be willing to step out in faith, even when you don't have all the answers. Remember, your breakthrough is not something you have to earn or strive for. It's a gift, a grace, a manifestation of God's love and faithfulness. All you need to do is surrender and receive. Now don't leave without being part of this movement. Comment below with one thing you need prayer for and reply to someone else's comment to lift them up. The power of collective faith is real. And miracles happen when we come together. If this message resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Someone you know needs this today. Share this video with them and subscribe, because this journey is just beginning, and I promise there is so much more ahead for you. God bless you, chosen one. Your season of breakthrough is here.